And don't get me wrong, Allie's a great girl. Allie's a fantastic girl, but in a year and a half of us dating, she gained 60 pounds and bipolar disorder. So she was basically like a little albino Oompa Loompa at that point in time. But she had the bipolar disorder, so she was one of the ones that was rowing and there was no knowing where they were going. I wanted our relationship to work, man. We got together and broke up 18 times. Yeah, our Facebook relationship status went on and off faster than a toddler with a light switch. It was like, it was giving small children in Japan seizures. It's watching an update. And my friends were always like, Collin, why don't you just marry the girl? I was like, because I don't want to get divorced 18 times. Because for a guy getting married and divorced over and over and over again is just like playing Monopoly. You just get house after house after house only to end up in a hotel. Doesn't work out well for us. There was one time I thought I was going to have to marry her. Because a couple weeks after one of our breaks, I got a text message from one of her friends that said, Allie hasn't had her period in 2 months. I don't know if you ever heard your own brain scream. So I just sent back what I think any guy would have sent. I sent, this is Doug, you have the wrong number. I felt bad, so I called her up and I asked, did you take a pregnancy test? And she said she took 2 of the digital pregnancy tests and they both turned up with question marks. Yeah, I didn't know that could happen, ladies. I didn't know that when you missed your period, they just replaced it with a different punctuation mark. Like, I was like, oh my god, I hope I didn't fill in with a semicolon. This is gonna be I had to Google that. It can happen. They can do that. I want to know what douchebag decided to put question marks on pregnancy tests. Like, that is the worst place in the world for a question mark. I mean, she may as well have just peed on her magic 8-ball and come and ask again later at that point. Luckily, she didn't give birth to a baby or a question mark either. We've stayed friends. You know, now we've been friends for over 10 years, best friends for over 10 years. Like, we're the level of close that she's pooped on me. Not like it's a sexual thing in bed, or else I would have used our safe word. It's just flugelhorn. It was going to be question mark, but it felt too on the nose. I know that you're thinking, well, Collin, that doesn't really sound like, it sounds like that's not a reason to kill yourself, though. It sounds like you got a great friend at that, and some knowledge about pregnancy tests that might be useful to some people in the audience later on in their life. And I understand, suicide's a hard thing to understand if you've never lived it, if you've never had that in your brain, you know, if you've never been sitting there in your garage with all the doors and windows closed and your car running. Only to remember 8 hours later that you shouldn't have bought a Prius. and honestly, at the time, I didn't want to kill myself. Not that, because I realized that Allie wasn't the one, but more importantly, I knew that I wasn't the one. Because there was a patch that I was on the road for comedy while I was still dating Allie, and after a show, a woman in her 40s came up to me and she asked me if I wanted to have sex. And I didn't want to make the woman feel unattractive due to her age, so I slept with her, because I'm a feminist, especially when I've been drinking. And then I got home and I told Allie what happened, and she informed me I'm not a feminist, I'm a dick. And I realized that I never wanted to hurt someone that I cared about that much ever again. So I took a couple of years off of dating. So eventually when I found the person who was the one, you know, I could treat her the way that she deserved to be treated, like the woman in a Marvin Gaye song, or Drake for my millennials. And a couple years later, I thought I finally found her, the woman that I wanted to marry. Like, her name was even Mary. I'm like, how convenient is that? And Mary seemed like the first normal relationship in my life. And by normal relationship, I have a very low bar. I don't know if you remember the stuff I told you about Allie, but like, basically Mary never pulled a knife on me. Her periods didn't run on colored people time. Had she been pregnant, it would have been quarter colored person time. We never had a fight end with her throwing a dildo at my head, missing and hitting a 4-month-old puppy instead, which is the thing that happened with Allie. That was a real thing. It's like, that was my bar for relationships before. You know, like the type of relationships where after a breakup, you're like, oh shit, now I gotta join the witness protection program. Like, oh, well, I guess we're ending this, and I'm now Kenny from Pocatello, Idaho. Like, I know some of you guys have had those too, where like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna break up with her, then I gotta visit T-Mobile, because I don't want that bitch having my number. Those are what I had beforehand. Mary seemed so wonderful, and she's very beautiful. Like, she's like the perfect girl next door type. Like, I wouldn't even say that she was a 10. Like, I would say that she's like a 9, 11. Because I'm never gonna forget her.